Hello and welcome to the Motoring Middle East review brought to you by AC Delco. Today we've got something very special for you. A car that was built before I was born, before my father was born. In fact, it dates all the way back to World War II. I am very pleased to be able to present to you this amazing machine. So here to be able to tell us all about this 1941 Chevy is the owner, Josh Stemm.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine. Tell us all about it. Where did you find a pre-war car?
Okay, so I actually managed to find it here in Dubai. It had been shipped over back in 2008. But the car had a little bit of a history before 2008. So if we go right back to, what was it, 1941 when the car was built, it was one of the last pre-war vehicles that GM ever made before they shut down for the war effort in, was it January of 1942? Anyway, the car was modified around about Santa Ana in California. Then did the show scene, 2000 through 2007, and then shipped over here in 2008.
So this has actually been seen by thousands of people already in the US.
Yeah, back in the day. It actually was a show winner at a few different cruises.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. However, when it came over here, there was a few problems with it. And it got moved around, and I suppose a bit of a challenge with the expertise of these very unique vehicles here.
Sounds like it fell through the cracks a little bit.
It did, it did. It was left to rot for a good couple of years in a garage underground. So I picked it up, dragged it around to my house, and I've been working on it for the last 3 years.
Let's look at the engine and see how it turned out.
Sure. Okay, so 7.4 litre, big block.
That is not what it came with from the factory, is it?
No, it used to come out with a straight 6 blue flame motor producing 80 horsepower.
First of all, 80 horsepower, wow, for 1940. And the blue flame, did it actually spit out blue flames from the back?
I'm sure it spat out blue flames somewhere.
Yeah.
But, so now it's 454 big block, pumps out about 550 horsepower. The guys at AC Delco were actually really quite good in helping me get this back on the road. Had new gaskets, new seals, plugs, wires, oils, filters, all that actually from AC Delco. And
all that stuff is available over the counter here in the Middle East?
It is, yeah.
Cool. So how much horsepower is this thing putting out?
About 550.
That's a bit much for a 1940s car. I mean, can it handle it?
Yeah, you don't use it all the time, but it's there.
It's nice to have though, isn't it?
Exactly.
So 500 plus horsepower, and it stays cool?
Yeah, it's got a 5-core custom aluminium radiator.
Wow. So what have you actually done here apart from just clean it?
Okay, so when I picked it up...
and give it a service.
It's a little bit more than a service, yeah. There was issues as far as cam timing went. So it was basically strip back down, heads off, sort that all out, so all the internals get a good going through. Yeah. So
definitely. Who did this for you? What garage?
No, I did that myself.
Oh, it was the Josh Stemm garage.
It was. Like I was a mechanic originally.
Oh, well that explains a lot then. Yeah. What about things like AC and things? Does it have AC or is it like a sweatathon?
Aircon, power steering, electric windows.
Power steering?
Yeah.
So it's got all the mod cons?
Yep. 4-wheel disc brakes.
4-wheel disc brakes?
Yeah.
This is a pretty sweet car. I mean, it seems like you could use it every day.
You could drive it every day, but you just wouldn't want to.
Yeah, you do want to get a fender bender, right?
No. It will be a challenge finding new panels for this, especially seeing as every body panel has been modified on this car.
Wow. So, you're talking about body. I think it's time we actually take a close look at what this hot rod really is all about, eh?
Sure.
So what's left on this car from 1941?
Not much. Effectively the front grille.
Doesn't look the same to me though.
No. Originally they came out as chrome and it's been painted to match the body.
Oh wow. So look at these headlights though, because I've never seen headlights like this in the Middle East. It's a very 50s hot rod kind of thing. I believe they call it Frenching?
Yeah. It's where you basically weld what would have been the chrome surround back into the body panel and then file it smooth. So it gives that nice inlaid look.
I mean, this whole thing is super clean. There's not a drop of chrome anywhere on it. I mean, these fenders are amazing as well.
Yep. So, yeah, used to be chrome all down the bonnet and bit on the guards. Yeah. Obviously, that's all been removed. Moving further back down.
Hold on, before that, let's look at these wheels.
Sure. So they're Budnik. They're 15x7, machined out of a solid block of aluminium.
15 by what at the back?
15 by 9 at the rear.
Cool.
Up front we've got Ford Mustang Mark II front suspension.
Oh, that's not very GM, is it?
It's not very GM. It's custom though. It's an aftermarket one through either TCI or Heights. But we get disc brakes as a result. We get disc brakes. We get reasonable turning capability. And
stopping ability.
And stopping ability, especially when you're trying to move 2.5 ton down the road.
Is it 2.5 tons?
It's about that. Yeah, it's proper old steel.
Oh, like real quality steel then.
Oh yeah, really thick seal.
Wow. And it's sitting so low.
Yeah, sits on airbags. So you got
really
airbags on
airbags
all four corners. It's more for show, so you can drop it down nice and low when you're doing the shows, and then lift it up and get over the speed bumps, which are, let's face it, all over Dubai.
Mega handy. And this wing mirror is the smallest 1940s wing mirror I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure that actually comes off a Polaris jet ski.
Where are you finding the parts from this car? I mean, Mustang's jet ski. Why does a jet ski need a wing mirror?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea at all.
But it looks cool. Can you see much out of it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. You got to be on the right angle and you know, hold your tongue just the right way. But yeah.
So it's very, very low roof line as well.
Yeah. So the roof's been chopped 3.5, 4 inches out of it. So that's where
3.5 inches.
Yeah. It's kind of like looking out of a mailbox slot. We put an electric seat in it though. We've actually got a seat out of about a 1980s Buick.
Buick Mustang.
So the whole idea, that way I can drop the seat down, so when I'm looking at the mailbox, I've got the maximum viewing.
As much as you can anyway, right?
Yeah.
So this is chopped. And he's also talking about channeling. What's channeling?
So that's where you're going through the body, basically slicing an inch or two out of the entire body, lengthwise.
Why the hell would you do that? It's a perfectly good body.
Make it look lower.
So you slice an inch or two out of the body?
Yep. And you drop it down.
Jeez.
So like the roof, they've cut through all the pillars, they bring that down, they lay the glass back, they realign everything to make it look like, well, what we see now.
Yeah.
It's a huge piece of work.
I imagine. And you didn't do any of it?
No. No,
But
I found it like this.
Well, it is pretty cool. You got it back on the road. But it's not just about the amazing engine. It's not just about the amazing custom bodywork. The boot also hides a couple of secrets, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Let's go check it out.
Sure.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. What am I looking at?
So you got about 3,500 watts worth of sound system mounted in this one, and a 32-inch TV.
But why is it outside the car?
Well, what else are you going to do with a car like this? Go and carry groceries?
So this is pretty much a party wagon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is leftover from its short circuit days?
No, this is actually something I built.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was working with the guys over at JVC, and they had some spare parts sitting around, which they kindly
gave it to you, apparently.
Yeah. So I mounted up the kind of what we see here. So we've got the 3 amplifiers. We've got 2 12-inch subwoofers sitting facing the back seats.
Yeah.
The TV's mounted to the back of the sub box, and then obviously speakers on the side and inlays in the floor.
And what if you want to use it for like groceries and, you know, Carrefour runs and things like that?
Hey.
That's what the inside of the car is for,
Exactly.
Is it?
Passenger seat.
And this paint job is absolutely sublime. I mean, you can practically see our reflection in it. Who did it?
That was done by Al Ghandi Customs.
Oh wow, so that's the UAE dealer.
Ball, yeah. The Chevrolet dealer.
And when they did this paint, how did you find this color?
It's a bit of a story. When the car had first been shipped over here in 2008, there was some body damage, so they repainted the whole car. However, when they mixed that colour, they mixed by eye, so it was actually a couple of shades off.
Okay.
So around the doors and inside the fuel filler door and so forth hadn't been painted, so it was a different shade to the outside of the car. So I took the fuel filler door off, sent it over to some friends I had over in Singapore, where they spectrum analysed the colour on the inside of the fuel filler door to match it. So then gave the specs to the Al Ghandi guys, and then they manually matched up exactly what the color was. So now around the doors, inside the openings, is all the same color as the outside.
I mean, it's nice to have friends in places like Singapore. What color was this car originally?
I've been trying to work that out. I think it was probably a beige or a white sort of color, but there was layers of blue and stuff hidden under there. And
this is much better. I mean, over the course of, I don't know, since 41, how many times do you think this car would have been painted?
Oh, many. I'd hate to think. From the colours that I've seen in the car, at least 4.
4 times?
If not more.
And you're probably not done with it either.
No, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. They never finish. Yeah. All right, well, I think it's enough talking about the outside. Let's get out of driving this thing, eh?
Sounds good.
Wow, I mean, this is not something you see every day. I haven't been in too many 1940s cars, but this is really not the interior from a 40s car. What's left from the original Master Deluxe Chevy?
So from the original Master Deluxe Chevy was the armrests, rear armrests.
That's it? And the metal, of course, is the original metal.
Yeah, the original body steel, but the dashboard here has been changed. That's a custom rolled bit of steel.
It is fantastic looking, and you've got these amazing new gauge clusters here, because originally you just had speedometers, all you'd have had, right?
Yep. Yeah, and these are all digital gauges now.
Are they really? Well, they got analog faces. I don't see what's the digital part.
So when you key up, it'll go into a full sweep and calibrate itself.
Oh, cool.
So.
And I don't think JVC was around in 1941 making...
No, they weren't. Not with the touchscreen head unit there.
So does that run the system in the back?
It does, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
and you got speakers in here as well. What else is this? They got 3 unmarked knobs. I'm guessing they're air conditioning?
Yep, air conditioning, wipers, and the temperature control.
You've got this Budnik steering wheel, which is very cool.
Yep.
This looks pretty retro as well. The gear selector up here.
Yep, with full tilt column.
Oh, is it tilt? Nice, nice. I just want to show you the key, because the key, if you can see it, is missing a bit. So it's a bit of effort to turn it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's left for accessories, right to start it up.
Yeah.
What else have you got, Nave? You got the old clicker down by my feet for the high beams. Yeah. And the handbrake can only be described as a yoga position, because you do this. It's all like the crane kick from Karate Kid. That's what it's like.
Yeah, no, that all works. We've got the electric seat there, so you can roll it forward and back.
It is actually a very nice leather. Did you get that done locally as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's Italian leather. It took 9 cow hides.
9 cows gave their lives for this 41 Chevy. Speaking of Chevy, this is a Chevy logo that also doubles as a rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And that, I believe, is the only time I've seen a Chevy logo on the entire car.
Yeah.
Which is by design.
Exactly. Keep it nice and clean.
I love these sort of brushed aluminium finish for the window switch and things like that. These are all lovely sort of custom details.
So electric windows, of course.
No door handles on the outside.
No, we've got remote door poppers.
So they go pop and they open the doors.
Door open.
Yeah. I mean, anything else that you know about it? It seems like a very special car with a lot of love attention. I've seen you clean it and I've seen you care for it. Does anybody else get to drive it?
No, you would be the first.
Not even the wife?
Nope.
Oh, no pressure then. All right, the wife's probably going to have words with me. All right, well, I think it is enough talking. Let's wrap it up and get on the road and see what a 550 horsepower 1941 car feels like.
Sounds good.
All right. Oh, thank you for joining me in your car.
Pleasure. You ready to drive it?
I am more than ready. In fact, I'm just raring to go. How do I start it up? Just turn the key and wait, nothing's happening.
No, there's a button underneath the dash.
Oh, okay. Oh, throaty, I like it. 454 big block. All right, so simple automatic. I think you just pretty much knock it into gear like this.
Exactly what you expect from an auto.
Yeah. Didn't want to get a manual?
No, it takes effort. Yeah. It's all about looking cool and cruising.
What were the manuals like at this time? 3 on 3?
3 on the tree, yeah.
Were they synchro?
I doubt it highly.
Oh wow, that's so not fun. All right, so off we go, and here we are in our 454 big block. 7.5 liters of fury, and pulls away really clean. Driving position is really good. It is made to keep your arm out the window, isn't it? It is. And actually, even though it's kind of hot and about 40 degrees, I'm feeling quite cool. Steering is, well, loose. Let me be charitable. It's quite loose.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just, we've basically gone and done a new set of upper control arms, so haven't got around to doing the wheel alignment. Yeah. But, that's going to be the next thing. And you know how it is with an old car, you're never finished. There's always something else to do, so. Well,
let's roll up the windows with the electric switches. I want to see if they work. Oh, check it out. Electric windows in a 1941 Chevy. And you got some air conditioning, I imagine, somewhere blowing away. Yep. I mean, it seems really easy to drive. Brakes. Ooh. Disc brakes, it actually stops, tracks nice and straight. Alignment, like you say, a little bit off, but I don't think it's really a corner carver, is it?
No. Well, this is really for turning up, looking awesome, like just enjoying being out in something that is this old.
What I like about it, like all old cars, is that I have to really pay attention and concentrate, and you have to keep both hands on the wheel. But that's part of the charm, isn't it? That it's a car that kind of forces you to think, but in the same way, it's very relaxing at the same time. Yeah. Because it's not like a modern car where you have too much information, you've just got enough. And of course, that's because some of your gauges aren't working. Another little job to do?
Yeah, that's the next job.
Turning circle, let's see what the turning circle's like.
Oh, it turns, eventually.
It does turn. All right, so I'm going to put it into first. And let's see what 500 horsepower seems like, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. It's got some juice. She's booking it. It is a quick car. Yeah. For a 1940 Chevy. I mean, 80 horsepower, and this thing will double the speed limit easy. Yeah. I mean, I imagine you've hiked up to some speed at some point.
Look, it's got more
which we shouldn't
capability
admit.
than I am ever game to drive, should we call it?
But it feels so good. It just feels. It has that character of a 50s muscle car in a 40s body shape. You know, it's got the sort of like, it's got the torque, it's got the push. It's never going to let you down. It's not going to go anywhere in a hurry, but you can get away from it in a hurry as well. Oh man, what a dream. Do you think you'd ever sell it?
Oh yeah, look if the money's right.
Yeah? The money's right. So much for the dream, right?
That's okay.
Well, I had an absolute blast driving this car. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever driven. I keep saying that because every one of these owners' car I drive, I keep thinking this one's better than the last one. And I love that it has so much of your character, your big, friendly personality. It feels like a mate. It feels like a Holden. I feel like it likes a good drink and a good party and a Barbie.
Well, something interesting there. There is actually a connection back to Holden with this one, and this is Holden was set up using the dies that they created for this particular model.
Were they really?
The FX Holden. After the war, when they set up Holden, they took the dies, and if you look at the body panels and the nose on this, this looks very similar to the FX or FJ Holdens back in the day.
Man, that's a hell of a history lesson.
Yeah.
So it is reaching back to your heritage as well.
Definitely.
Well, like I said, I've had an amazing drive. I think it's time we sort of called it quits, but I don't want to give it back to you. I want to just drive it away. But I will come back when you have air conditioning in it.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Josh. You have been an absolute star.
Thanks, sir.
And that was really it for this review from Motoring Middle East. Till next time, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and every other channel.